him Tim McGraw, but Credible Simon? Oh, no offense, Cousin Simon, but your grandpa wasn't a very nice person. Anyway, I spent most of the time in my room, but I did come downstairs on a little errand. I was outside the kitchen door when I heard Minerva and that cute little man Nancy talking.
What's the matter with you, girl? Did you leave your minds in the other room? You haven't heard a word I said.
I'm sorry, Minerva. I'm so confused.
About what? Has that no good scamp Jordan been bothering you again?
Jordan? I mean, Mr. Starkweather? What makes you think that?
When I walked in on the two of you in the living room, you were standing mighty close together. Real lovey-dovey like. What was he saying to you?
I think he wanted me to...
To do something you didn't want to do?
Yes, but it's not what you think.
I'll bet that boy better stay away from you. If he tries anything, I'll cut him down the side.
Minerva, no! He's not interested in me. I heard him in Miss Collins'
I get the picture. When you lost your millions, he lost interest in you, didn't he? He's following the money right up to the Collins girl, isn't he?
He proposed to her, but she laughed at him.
Good for her. Serves him right, the lazy bum.
Don't call him that!
Ah, you are hung up on him, aren't you? Don't be a fool, Nancy. Jordan would just use you and toss you aside like he's done a dozen other girls I know of.
Maybe he's ready to settle down now. If Mr. Starkweather hadn't gone to change his will, Jordan would be free to...
Free to do what?
Nothing. If we're finished, I'd like to go to my room now.
Go on. Nancy.
Oui, madame.
Lock your door.
Okay. All right. Excuse me. Okay. That little scene in the foyer back there, right behind me, right there, was a flashback. Which is a common literary device used around these parts, Cumberland Christian High School. It depicted a conversation that Paula overheard between Minerva and Nancy a little while before the murder. Isn't that clever? Yeah. Okay. The other characters' stories, or at least portions of them, will also be shown in flashback. Very clever. Okay. Again, just want to keep you all caught up. So, I guess that's it.
Thank you, Phil.
Yeah, sit down.
that again, whatever that means. Hey, are them breath mints? I sure could use a few. I can still taste the Kraut Minerva circus for supper.
These? Oh no, Rufus! These are for my heart! If you ate any of these pills, which you really shouldn't, they could kill you!
Oh, okay. In that case, I'll pass. You better be careful not to leave some lying around. You know, somebody could pick some up and eat a bunch by mistake.
Well, I suppose that's entirely possible.
Well, what would you put on their death certificate? Cause of death, bad breath?
This is no laughing matter. Besides, I'll be careful with these. I need these pills, you see. I need every last one of them.
Heck on.
Wait, hold up. Rufus had an axe in the house.
Yes, Master Simon. I had instructed him to chop some firewood earlier.
I'm surprised you trust Rufus with an axe.
Personally, I wouldn't trust him with a butter knife. I was simply relaying Mr. Starkweather's instructions.
Was there anything else of interest you happened to notice?
Just one, sir. Earlier tonight, I was coming from the kitchen when I happened to notice Master Jordan standing at the door to Mr. Starkweather's bedroom. The hall door, not this one. It was apparent his behavior was somewhat furtive. I got the impression he was about to enter when Miss Withers came out. It was apparent her unexpected appearance had startled Master Jordan.
Well, what do you want?
Miss Withers, I was going to check on Great Uncle Simon.
No need. That's what I'm paid to do.
Well, how is he?
Still breathing. That's what you're wondering about.
Miss Withers, how much longer do you think he has?
Let's just say he needn't start reading any long novels.
But you think he'll make it through the night?
I think your uncle will keep his heart beating through sheer determination. Long enough to sign that new will. That is what you want to know, isn't it?
Oh, why, Miss Withers, you misjudged me.
Oh, give it a rest, Jordan. You'd love to see him drop dead just before daybreak, just like nearly everyone else in this house.
Including you. $1 million is a fortune. You know, a lot of people would kill for that much.
That's a hint. Forget it. As Mr. Starkweather's nurse, I'd be the prime suspect if his death appeared to be by anything but natural causes.
Suspecting and proving are two different things.
I'm going to forget you said that. Good night, Jordan.
It's true. Jordan Starkweather did suggest that I could end his great uncle's life in a way that would appear natural. I assume Bensonhurst also told you that I refused.
Yeah, he did, but you could have changed your mind.
What, and then killed him with the blood pressure cuff? That would have been foolish. Hardly by what you'd call natural causes.
Yeah, I agree. The way he was murdered doesn't make any sense, whoever did it.
It's almost as if the killer is flaunting the deed in our faces.
Why would they do that?
It's a good question. Tell me, Miss Withers, if you had to pick a likely suspect to be our murderer, who would it be?
Off the record? That Thompson girl, his great niece, is too goody-goody for my taste. Oh, those Southern belles can pour on the charm when they want to, but Scarlett O'Hara was pretty ruthless when you get down to it.
We've been told Cousin Paula has a gun.
See what I mean? I dare say she and Jordan were both desperate to get their hands on Mr. Starkweather's billions. I overheard them talking earlier this evening. It was shortly after Miss Van Zandt's announcement about the new will. They didn't notice me in the corridor.
Well, what are we gonna do?
Do what can we do? It's out of our hands.
Oh, don't be such a wib, Cousin Jordan. The money rightfully belongs to us. There's got to be some way to get it.
I know. Maybe we can have him declared insane.
No, I thought of that, Jordan. If cloning was just a mild theory, we probably could. But it isn't. It's been done. He's claiming to be the first person to clone himself,
Might be bizarre, but it isn't insane. We lose the case.
And probably spend the pittance we're going to inherit on the lawyers.
Look at Miss Van Zandt.
What is it?
I'm thinking, if you can't beat them, join them.
Come again?
I just figured out a way to get Miss Van Zandt to put me on her team.
Well, how?
Fend for yourself, Cousin Jordan. I've got to talk to that lawyer.
If you can't beat him. Oh, right. Now, where could Kathy be?
It's true. Jordan did suggest we get married. It wasn't what you'd call a romantic proposal. It was more like a business proposition.
But you were going to have access to millions. What did Jordan have to offer you?
Himself, I guess. In my opinion, that fortune hunter wouldn't be worth 2 cents.
Then you did.